I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I don't really have a punchline for that. I just want you to know, so later on, if I say something that's not quite so funny, you'll give me the sympathy laugh. Oh, he's sick. We should laugh anyway. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I will tell you that having a debilitating disease it can be somewhat challenging, but a lot of people say to me, Dennis, how in the world can you laugh at the face of a disease like that? And I said, well, there's actually some bonuses to having it, because in order to be diagnosed, I had to have an MRI of my brain. So now I have pictures to prove to all those teachers they were wrong. I do have one. The bad news is those pictures prove it doesn't work right. No, I tell you, there are some challenging times. Every once in a while I get spasms in my legs and I will fall over. If that happens tonight, I'll just take questions from the floor. A while back it actually did happen. I was coming out of church and spasms hit my legs. They got real spongy. I fell to this thundering collapse on the floor. And this old guy comes running, Dennis, are you okay? Are you okay? And I said, I didn't realize I started using real wine for communion. Hate going to the doctor because it's nothing but a bunch of big fat lies. You go into the doctor's office and what do you have? A reception desk. And that's not much of a reception. I've been to lots of them. They have those little buttermints, they've got nuts, sometimes they have cake, punch, ice cream. Not at the doctor's office. They got some little old lady sitting behind the counter saying, so, what seems to be the problem? So you give her your organ recital and you tell her what's bugging you. And what does she say to you? Have a seat in the waiting room. Now that's another big fat lie. That is not a waiting room. That is an incubator of germs. Oh yeah, the doctor knows if he leaves you there long enough, you're coming back 2 weeks from now with something you didn't have when you came in today. There's some lady in there scraping stuff off her skin. You got some kid hacking up stuff that's green. You got some guy with the gout. I don't even know what gout is. I just like saying the word gout. It's a funny word, gout. Next time somebody's bugging you at the grocery store in line, just turn around, look at them, go, gout. They'll run away, you'll get a good laugh. So finally the lady comes to the holding cell and says, the doctor will now see you, which is another big fat lie because he's not even in the building. He's still playing the back nine. So she says, come back to the doctor's office. That's not an office. There's not a fax machine. There's not a computer. All there is what she calls the table. Have a seat on the table. How many of y'all get to sit on the table at home? Anybody? We weren't even allowed to put our elbows on the table. Have a seat on the table. It's not a table. It's a very uncomfortable bench at best. You know the one I'm talking about. It's the one with the big piece of toilet paper stretched across the top of it. Oh, they say that that's on there so they can clean up all sanitary like when you leave. That's another big fat lie. The reason they want you to sit on the table is so they can get an imprint of your backside. And as soon as you leave, they're taking that bad boy out and putting it up on the x-ray lights. Hey, everybody, come on in. Look, Tooley was just here. That boy's got a big bahoochie, don't he? My word, that kind of looks like Mount Rushmore, don't it? And when you get your bill and you're paying for paperwork, that's the paperwork you're paying for. So they can make fun of your backside. I hate going to the doctor. If you've never been to South Dakota, don't go. There's nothing out there. Well, actually, I take that back. There are a couple of things that are out there. They have the world-famous Corn Palace. Have you been there? Why? For those of you who haven't been there, because you have a life, let me tell you what it is. They have it's like a convention center, and on the outside of it, they decorate the outside of the building with corn. Which made me a little bit mad because we weren't even allowed to play with our food, let alone decorate buildings with it. And then if you go there, the other thing that you have to see, at least once in your life, you have to see it. It's on the outside of, right there on the edge of South Dakota, Mount Rushmore. Man, that is cool. But once you've seen it, it doesn't change. You'd think with technology they could do something with that thing. You'd think they could make those heads talk or something. I think it would be really funny if you could give each head the voice of the ladies on The View.